From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
You want to go where to buy a new refrigerator? Steve's A to Z Appliance in Cottonwood? In Cottonwood? Just a 10-minute drive. And they'll save us money. New and used, honest, reliable, factory-trained repair service and parts, and they'll save us money. And dispose of this thing? We gotta make the short drive to Steve's A to Z. Thanks, son.
Steve's A to Z Appliance, front and main streets in Cottonwood. Drive a little, save a lot.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Kruger. I hope you're enjoying this cooler weather out there, and for those of you that are seeing the rain, hope you're enjoying that as well. There are going to be the chances for more showers and thunderstorms for the rest of the afternoon for some of us. Not everyone. We'll talk about that here in just a second here, but it's going to be cooler the rest of the week. However, I'll say today's the peak of the cooling trend. We're going to see a slight increase, but it should stay below normal before we see another dip in our temperatures for next week. So a bit of that roller coaster ride with the temperatures. But looking at the long range, looking over the next 10 days or so, no major heat waves. We should most likely stay below 100 degrees in the valley. So for today, yeah, we got chances for thunderstorms. Trinity County could see some showers. The valley will most likely be dry. Most of the eastern mountains will be dry and a little hazy. With the winds blowing today, that could create some blowing dust around the Susanville area and some of the surrounding areas around Susanville as well. So just be aware of that, but notice those cooler temperatures too. All right, so let's talk about that fire potential. The areas in red here is where we've got that best chance for maybe some dry lightning. Keep in mind, even though there's some rain associated with these thunderstorms, outside of the main rain core, you can see lightning strikes, and that's where we see that potential for dry lightning. But you'll also notice the areas in orange right here. This is where we have windy conditions. Now, the reason why this is a concern, even though we've got more moisture out there, the humidity levels are up, the east side of these mountains. So think of a mountain, right? So you think of the mountain like this. As the wind goes up that mountain, that's not necessarily a concern. As it goes down the mountain, though, what happens is, especially when there are very strong winds, you've heard about the Santa Ana winds, and this is what you usually hear. As those Santa Ana winds, or the winds blow down the mountain, that air compresses and it heats up. At the same time, it dries out the atmosphere. So, as we see on the eastern side of the mountains here, we've got dry and windy conditions, despite the fact that we're seeing rain and thunderstorms almost everywhere else. And that's where things get really tricky, right? Because we have so many microclimates in this area. We're concerned about dry lightning from thunderstorms and heavy rainfall at those thunderstorms. And then in the meantime, not too far away, you've got those gusty winds, dry conditions, and high fire danger as a result. So let's take a look at the National Weather Service showing this area right here. You saw where the winds are? That's elevated. This is critical, meaning it's extremely high chance that a fire would spread very rapidly should one start. In fact, the Weather Service has put out for that area a red flag warning. And it does touch extreme southeastern Lassen County. So yes, some of you are experiencing thunderstorms, but not too far from us. We're dealing with those gusty winds, and there it is. You see that? Right there. That's where we have the elevated fire danger. Yes, the winds are very gusty up here, but higher humidity because there'll probably be some showers and thunderstorms up in that region. Meanwhile, the valley seeing gusty winds too, coming in from the northwest, 20, 30 miles per hour are a possibility. And then you'll notice to the west here, the wind's actually not that bad. Now, as we go into tonight, the winds die down. But look at tomorrow morning. Looks like the wind's picking up. So it looks like a little gusty for Thursday morning, especially for the valley. Elsewhere, not as bad. It looks like a little gusty, though, along the coast. Those winds die down Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, but still a little breezy in the valley. And not to mention the coast, but not as bad elsewhere. We take you into Friday. Look at this. Friday morning, some patchy areas of some gusty winds, especially the west side of the valley. Elsewhere, not as bad. We go into Friday afternoon. Those winds die down. Still a bit breezy, though, along the coast. So with that, we talk about now the humidity. Now the humidity, again, not that much of an issue for today because we've got that storm system moving through. But as we take it through the afternoon, there you can see those relative humidity levels are upwards of around 25, even close to 40% in the valley. Now don't let the Susanville of 39% fool you, because this right here is that dry area on the east side of the mountains where we've got much drier conditions because of those gusty winds. That's today. Let's take you into your Thursday. Thursday, the humidity levels are dropping. Now, the thing is, we see the gusty winds Thursday morning, but by Thursday afternoon, the winds will be calmer. We see some good humidity recovery, and then looks like as those winds pick up Friday morning, die down Friday afternoon. Look at that, we're back down to the single digits. So we're back to the dry conditions here. And again, keep in mind too, that as we go into Thursday, Friday, those temperatures are increasing. So that's also one of the contributing factors to the drier conditions. This is the storm system that's moving through today. That's what's bringing many of us showers and thunderstorms. In fact, the Storm Prediction Center putting all of the areas in green here, the best chances for at least some kind of shower or thunderstorm activity. Most of the thunderstorms, though, I think are going to be right here. But some stray thunderstorms are not out of the question for all of the areas in green. So let's take a look at Futurecast the rest of the afternoon today. Here's 3 p.m. So what we're seeing here is that really by the time we get into this midday, mid-afternoon that is, we're seeing these thunderstorms mainly in Modoc County. But there is some activity you'll notice kind of on the just east of the valley, around Bernie, southward over Lassen Park, Shingletown, Chester, and south of that could even see a chance for a few stray light showers, most likely in the form of a stray shower. However, there could be an off chance for a thunderstorm in some of these areas as well, especially around Bernie, northeastward. So Aden, yes, you can see a thunderstorm. But Susanville, you know, you're kind of in that borderline of where the chances for showers stop. Okay, so and where we're beginning to see everything kind of dry out as you get down towards Plumas County. So very good chance you'll be dry through the day on Susanville. Now by 6 p.m. most of the showers are now starting to kind of move out of the area. A few stray sprinkles for parts of Humboldt County, and then it dries out entirely by tonight. And of course, we're still looking at dry conditions for your Thursday. Look at the clear skies we have for a good portion of the coast. So we're seeing more sunshine for many of you along the coast, and that'll be the case on Friday as well, and not to mention everywhere else. All right, let's take a look at the forecast rainfall totals. Grain of salt. We already saw earlier this morning over 0.3 of an inch of rainfall in parts of Del Norte County. So for areas that get caught under a brief heavy downpour or a thunderstorm, you're going to see more than 1/10 of an inch of rainfall. But for those of you that just see a stray sprinkle or even a light shower, you're talking to trace to a few hundredths of an inch of rainfall, or somewhere in between. So these numbers just illustrate the differences of some areas not seeing much at all and some areas not seeing any, like the valley, for example, whereas other areas are going to see more significant rain out of this. Just depends on where you are. All right, so here you can see. Now, here's another thing I need to talk about is the long-range forecast models, because the European forecast model and the GFS, they are differing greatly on the potential for rain. On Monday, see how it's completely dry here? You look at the European forecast model, it's showing rain, and a decent amount of rain coming in on Monday. Okay, and then we go to Tuesday, Wednesday, European showing, maybe a chance for showers, but the GFS not showing much. So I'm going with what I call a broad brush forecast starting Monday, going into Tuesday and even Wednesday, maybe a chance for some showers, but at this point I wouldn't count on much. Here's the overall trend. This is the cooler air that's moving over us. That's why it's so cool, or should I say cooler outside today. And of course, it's also helped bringing in some of the showers and thunderstorms that we're seeing. This is showing signs of an inside slider if this were to continue to move down to the south and east, but it's not. In fact, it's going to be moving back up to the north and east. So as a result, our winds die down, temperatures increase. Thursday, Friday, even Saturday, we're back into the low 90s for upper 80s, low 90s for the valley. Then we've got this pocket of cooler air. Now this is coming in toward the end of the weekend, early next week. Now what's so significant about this one is look how deep that cooler air is diving to the south. This is going to help to support the potential for only reaching the 70s in the valley by Sunday, really in particular Monday, Tuesday of next week. And of course a chance for showers, right? Because then that kind of scoots on out of here. But here's what's interesting. There's another area of low pressure right here that may break off from the jet stream. Now, I'm not 100% sold on this particular solution, so we'll have to kind of wait and see. But that'll kind of keep our temperatures down a bit. But as that kind of moves out, we've got warmer air right here that may begin to move in toward the end of next week, and we'll see another slight increase in those temperatures. All right, so here's our forecast for today. Mainly dry in the valley. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if you see a stray sprinkle in Redding, maybe Anderson, Cottonwood, don't be surprised, but don't count on it. The main thing you can count on are those cooler temperatures, mid-80s, and it's gorgeous. Now, we're seeing the best chances for thunderstorms will be in Siskiyou County and into Modoc County. Maybe a stray thunderstorm for parts of northern Lassen, northeastern Shasta, say around Bernie, maybe a stray thunderstorm, otherwise just some scattered sprinkles and light showers. And then, of course, the thunderstorms that we're mainly seeing for the coast, that's this morning. This afternoon, it's mainly just those stray showers for the north coast, and not to mention just the stray showers for Trinity County. So our 7-day outlook, dry through Sunday. Temperatures increasing after today. We're into the low 90s by Friday and Saturday, then back down to the low 80s on Sunday, and there are those 70s. I was talking about Monday, Tuesday. And there's the broad brush forecast for Monday, Tuesday, chance for showers, but not set in stone. Don't cancel outdoor plans based on what you're seeing right there. And you can go to the different weather apps. Some weather apps are going to show the rain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Other weather apps are not going to show the rain. It depends on which forecast model that's going off of. And that's why it's important for you to watch the forecast, because you get the story behind that 7-day forecast, right? So there you can see, of course, the chance for thunderstorms. Again, that was mainly this morning. Inland areas, same story, mainly this morning. Otherwise, scattered showers. Weaverville, Trinity County in general, still some scattered showers this afternoon. Dry through Sunday. There's that slight chance for showers by Monday, Tuesday. And your 7-day outlook for Siskiyou County, Modoc County, and the eastern mountains. A little hazy around the Susanville area. And most likely, Susanville, you'll be dry through a good portion of the day. Now, you may see a stray shower, but your chances are pretty slim. And then, of course, it's dry through Sunday. And there, of course, is that slight chance for showers and much cooler by Monday and Tuesday of next week. That's your afternoon update. Be sure to check in this evening at 6 for the latest look at the forecast model data and chances for rain as we do go into next week.
At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.